especially with how wimpy he was.
What do you think could have prevented the death of Piggy?
I think if I was the leader, then we wouldn't have had to kill anyone. Ralph didn't know what was important to the survival of the group, so this is basically his fault.
Okay, last question for you, Jack. What have you been doing since you left the island?
Roger and I ran away to America and got into more trouble. We have to do what the beast wants or it will kill us.
Okay, thank you, Jack. So now I'm gonna interview Roger. Roger, do you feel guilty for killing Piggy?
I don't feel guilty. I would do anything to stay loyal to Jack.
Is there any way you can justify killing Piggy?
He was weak and whiny and a baby. Also, he did not join our tribe. He had to be killed.
Okay, thank you, Roger.
Alrighty, that's really interesting that Jack and Roger ran away together to America and then had to continue the work of the beastie, the Lord of the Flies. Yikes. Okay. Hey, Kala, how you doing? You ready?
Good.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get your brainstorms up and running, and then I'm just gonna have you guys look over. I'm just gonna share my screens with you guys. I want you guys to take notes as I go through like the final prep and stuff like that for your finals. So go to module 4.8, and then I'm going to just walk you through this. Okay, everybody ready? Just gonna share my screen with you guys so that you guys can just stop me if you guys have any questions. All righty, so basically we're almost done with the year. Okay, today what we have here is we're going to review the performance task final, and then we're going to discuss and brainstorm and ideate. Brainstorm and ideate is kind of the same thing, but it's at like another level of brainstorming, because hopefully you guys can smush your guys' ideas together and come up with a better idea. Below, when you guys share out your brainstorm, okay, what you're gonna have is you're gonna share out the why, how, what, and call to action, and then the what if. So once your partner shares out what they're gonna do, you should come back with the what if you did what you said you're gonna do and this, right? The more crazy, the more radical ideas you guys come up with, the potentially better your projects can be. Okay, so for example, in my other period this morning, I had about 12 PowerPoints and 3 iMovies. We're not doing that. Okay, I told the kids that it's possible to kill your teacher with a bunch of PowerPoint presentations. Okay, I don't want that. If you guys want to do like an introduction, then play something you created like an iMovie or a song or whatever, and then close it out, then that's great. But if you're going to click me through a PowerPoint that you can just send me on an email, that's not going to work. Got it? So if it's a PowerPoint and it's a good PowerPoint because that's how you want to do it, then fine. But if you can do it in a different way, like for example, if you and your parents like build stuff at your house, maybe you can create something that represents whatever it is. Okay, make sense? Like these benches in my classroom. Okay, like the carving that I have in the front of my room. Okay, but keep in mind, you only have 2 weeks. Okay, my other class decided to do an entire group project with 6 kids. but they're all on board, and that's what they're doing. This class is a little bit different, so I'm not going to recommend that for you guys, okay, if you guys catch my drift. Okay, so I think your strong point is not working together, but really just trying to get it done for yourselves. Okay, so unless you guys too, because you guys are the only two in the cohort, if you guys want to work together, I think that would work out because you guys actually see each other, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that might work out. Okay, so we'll just see how that works. Okay, so if you guys look, the last thing we're going to do today is read part of this essay called Kanaka Maoli Resistance to Annexation. Okay, we're just going to read the beginning 5 paragraphs, no big deal. Okay, and we're going to talk about this cultural bomb. So the section that you're going to read is only from page 40 to 42. We're being real strategic in this because I want you guys to take a look at this symbol of the cultural bomb. Make sense? Okay, kind of like the heart of the drum, right? I throw out at you guys like metaphoric or symbolic thinking, right? Like the awai, right? And the collaboration. So for this, this last part, we're going to talk about the cultural bomb. And then tonight, if you can take care of your membing, then you can use tomorrow as more like a work period, right? We're going to check in because we're going to talk about the cultural bomb, and then we're going to move on. Okay, so if you can, do your membing tonight. Okay, all right. After today, guess what? May 10th is a work period. So we're going to use cohort A to check in and cohort B to work as well. Okay. May 17th is your final exam during cohort A. That's for all students. Kala, you got that? All students, cohort A, final exam at May 17th. Can? And if you look, May 24th, you should be done with school already. You should be at the beach for reals. Okay, so you have 2 weeks. This week, next week, and then May 17th. You may want to write this down. There's no surprises, I'm telling you for sure. Okay, so if you guys look, that's why you're gonna do your copy and paste, and then you're gonna share out. But we're not doing that right now. I'm gonna just go through the final presentation for this year. Okay, so there's the essay we're going to read at the end. Okay, and then we're going to go here. Okay, here we go. So final project, May 17th, cohort A. You're going to upload your final projects here. So whether you're making an iMovie or you're drawing something, okay? I think we have a couple artists in this classroom. I would love to see an art piece, but it should be relevant, right? It should be meaningful. And if it's really good, I'd like to keep it in my classroom and hang it up. Okay, so we're going down to the rubric. So if you look at the introduction, okay, we're gonna start here. Your final is worth 100 points, okay? Next week, we're going to do a Membean quiz, but that's nothing you can study for except for just doing Membean anyway. So there's that. We'll probably take the Membean quiz on cohort B, okay? So what we have here is we have 100 points for your final. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna introduce your project, right? Student introduces the presentation that engages the audience, right? Open up with something really cool, right? That's worth 10 points. Evidence. This is the bulk of your points. Why? Because this is you guys demonstrating your knowledge. You need to have 3 different sources of information, okay? 3 details. They must be direct quotes, and you gotta somehow add in the lead or at least reference where this came from, right? Like according to Lord of the Flies, or according to the Glass Castle, right? Or in the Glass Castle, da 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 da. Okay, I need to see word for words and explanations of some sort, okay? The delivery, everybody needs to know this. You gotta hit between 3 and 4 minutes, which is possible, 3 to 4 minutes. Presentation, right? So You're gonna open it, you're gonna present your whatever, and then you're gonna close it. It should take you 3 minutes, but don't go over 4 because we don't have time for that. Just joking. Okay. Unless you're doing a good job of explaining, then all good. So in your delivery, 3 to 4 minute presentation, and then it needs to be a layered presentation. So what does that mean? You cannot just go up and talk. Okay. If you're presenting, you need to have a mixture of text, pictures, performance aspect. Okay, everybody good on that? Okay, why? Because anytime you present, you cannot just present with just nothing. Okay, you cannot just stand in front and do that. Why? Because people don't learn like that. People don't pay attention like that. So if you're going to be presenting like cohort B, you're going to be on Zoom presenting. So figure out how to use the background. Yeah, figure out how to use the filters. Can. Okay, next. Conclusion, that's your wrap up, right? In your conclusion, you need to close the presentation, right? And leave your reader or leave your audience thinking about the future with a call to action. Okay, some hope, right? So go ahead and write down a note about a signal phrase, a concluding signal phrase. Okay, so add it somewhere, maybe on your brainstorm. Okay, your conclusion for your presentation should sound like a, hey, I'm going to end my presentation, but before I go, I have a hope for you, right? I'm calling you guys to join in the fight. Something like that. There needs to be a phrase that closes it out, right? I'm going to leave you with this one golden nugget, right? This one Happy Meal toy, right? That you could open at the end of your meal if you finished all your food, right? So now I'm speaking metaphorically, but I'm sure you can think of other things, right? Like, I don't know if you guys ate Cracker Jacks. Do you know what that is? Oh my gosh, I'm old. No. Okay. Or like, what is something that you would like look forward to getting the prize at the end? Do you remember getting like toys in a cereal box? No. Just a Happy Meal with the toy, right? What? Happy Meals don't come with toys anymore?
Toys from the cereal boxes are best.
Yes, I know. Anyway, you know what I thought was really weird? When I was growing up, the dog food, giant bags of Purina dog food used to come with a cup. And I thought, how gross. Like, why would you drink from a cup that was buried in the dog food? But they used to kind of do.
Food inside for the dog.
Oh, to scoop and never mind. Gosh. I thought it was a drinking cup. Ew! I thought it was gross. Okay, never mind. So anyway, what is something that is like a makana, a parting gift? Yeah, like a party gift, right? You know how like after you had your little, I don't know,
Money from a birthday card.
right?
You gotta read it first. So you gotta say thank you. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, hey, you're blowing up over there. Jeez. Okay. So what I'm asking you guys to do is come up with a phrase, right? Hey, if there's anything you can take away from my presentation, it would be this. I need you guys to join me, right? This is my call to action because I can't do this alone. Okay, it needs to sound something like a conclusion, right? And you're notifying your audience that the call to action is coming. Okay, so if you guys look, that's 100 points right there. Nobody should fail this final unless you don't do it right. Okay, and I don't know how you would because it's set up to where you should. Now, before I continue, does anybody want to work together? So no, you want to work by yourself? Okay. All right. Anybody over there in cohort B land? You guys good? Work by yourself. Where's Kahelealani? You too, Kahelealani, you want to work by yourself? Gee, never seen you so happy. Geez. Okay. So let's do this. In the chat, I'm going to be posting the link to the presentation. I need you to open it up because there is a part of it. Where did it go? Oh, that I want you to copy into your. Okay, so go ahead and click on the. Go ahead and click. So let's go ahead and go to slide 7. Slide 7 is the what. You guys have to add in, right? What is the what? Use what you have learned this year. So what are the things that you're choosing, right? Underneath slide 7, go ahead and copy and paste this slide 8 from my slideshow. Okay, and that's where you're going to be adding the call to action. Everybody good? Copy this slide onto your slide as a slide 8. Hello, how's it going? Good? You understand what I want you to do? Alyssa, you good? Copy slide 8 and paste it under your slide 7. Copy this slide 8, call to action, add it. Okay, you did already? Okay. All right, so let's talk about this, right? So the call to action is something that you want you to do, right? And others, right? What is it, right? So this is probably going to come directly from your why, right? The why are you doing this project, right? So when you look at this, what do you want you and others to engage in as everyone's contribution to Awamo Kuleana, right? So the idea with this is like every time you learn and you gain more knowledge, right? You also gain more Kuleana, right? Because now you cannot unknow things, right? You are better than before. You are more equipped to take on more things. That's just you growing up, right? It's like, remember when your parents told you you couldn't touch the stove and you could only like microwave saimin, which some of you guys still do, right? You microwave the saimin for 5 minutes, Cherry. What, do you boil it? You don't eat saimin. Kahelelani, do you eat saimin? Yes. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, so what you have here is the call to action. What is it that you can ask other people to do because you're also promising yourself you're going to do it, right? You cannot ask other people to join in, right, in making this world better if you're not contributing to that. That's called a hypocrite, and we're not doing that. Okay, so just think about it for a moment, and then underneath Awamo Kuleana, go ahead and type a couple things in there. What is your call to action? What do you want others to do because you're going to ask that of yourself? Okay, and then we'll just quickly go around the classroom. Our virtual classroom, and we will talk about what we think that is. Okay. Kahelealani, you go first. You guys need some time to think? Anybody have something? Hayden? No? Okay, so let's see what it is that you guys want to call to action. What is the call to action? Okay, Caleb, do you know yet? Okay, try.
So mine's just like getting used to change and like not being afraid of change, like kind of accepting and thriving with change.
Awesome, right? I mean, like we couldn't have survived this time without understanding that we gotta go with the flow. We gotta go with the changes. If not, it's going to wipe us out for real. Okay. Pride sign in. Okay. All right. So for me, while you guys are typing, kind of trying to figure this out. Okay. For me, I think you guys know what my call to action is because it's pretty clear, right? I just want you guys to be your best versions of yourself, right? And I want you guys to just try, right? And I just want you guys to be better than you were before, right? Work to your strengths. Real pretty simple, right? That's all I can ask of you guys because that's what I ask of myself. And there's some days I don't, the best version of who we are is just not there. So we got to come back the next day and try to be better than that, right? Okay, and we've all kind of had our like ups and downs this year, but that's all good. Those are called learning experiences. Okay, so that's my call to action. I can only tell myself that I can bring my best self for you guys, right? And that's all I can ask of you guys. So basically that's it. Okay, Alyssa, what about you?
So I have 3 bullets. I'm probably still gonna write more, but I said being a better influence and becoming a better person for the people I love, changing to be better and getting used to having to change, and finding my strength and weaknesses while adapting.
Awesome. Sounds like a lot of growth. Yeah. I mean, we should not be the same people we were when we were in 8th grade. Okay, and we definitely transitioned when we were in 9th grade. And we're going to be hopefully, right, more prepared for 10th grade. Okay, very good. All right, Kala Hikiola.
I haven't found out yet.
What are you thinking about? What are you tossing around in your brain?
It's kind of blank right now.
Are you having a Monday? Hayden, are you having a Monday? I had a Monday this morning. I forgot my charger. I had to borrow. I know, rookie move. Kaheleolani, what about you?
I said that, I said staying true to yourself, as in like doing what you think is right, not what others tell you. I guess, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, you can easily link that to the boys on the island, right? You can easily link that to the lessons from Hawaii Hills, right? We had one sister who was a great leader, loved by all of her community members, right? Because she loved them first, right? And then the other sister was more commanding and demanding versus nurturing. Yeah. And then also staying true to who you are. Absolutely. Right. And figuring out how your true self can be more of an asset than anything. Okay. So good. Yay, you. Okay, so Hayden, going back to you. What are you thinking about?
When Caleb talked about the change or adapting to change, I kind of like that, but I don't want to copy him. So
Cool. And that's the challenge, right? We might want to overlap but not give the same message. Yeah. So maybe you can think about it in a different way. Okay. So we can try help you with that.
oh wait, I just got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Being like resistant to, you know, not giving up in life. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And what does that look like, right? Sometimes, and I see it like not just with this class, but in a lot of my students, like sometimes you got to ask for help, like it's okay to ask for help, right? Like every Fridays, I'm like, I'm waiting for people to email me wondering if they need help, right? But what are you guys doing? I know what you guys are doing. I'm pretty sure I know what you guys are doing. Am I right? We don't even have to say it. I'm pretty sure I know what you guys are doing on Fridays. Okay. But that's part of growing up. Like, can you ask for help? Can you be, what did you say, resilient? Is that what you said? Right? So can Hayden be resilient? Can you guys all be resilient? Right? Or are we weak-minded? Right? Is it okay to be weak-minded sometimes? Heck yeah, it is. Right? But we just can't be like that all the time. Right? And in my other class, we talked about how if we want to make this place better, how can we help each other? How can we elevate each other by saying, hey, I want you to win as well. So really, you can't compete with me because we're going to help each other out to win, right? Imagine if the world worked like that instead of every man for himself. I got to get mine before you get yours, right? That's not how it works according to the short story Giving Back by Alani Apio, right? I got to take as much limu before the next guy come and grab, right? That's just not how it works. That's not how the land works. That's not how people work, right? So anyway, there's that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have you guys break up and talk stories with each other, share out what you think you're gonna do, okay? So before we do that, let's go ahead and set up our Canvas. Okay, go ahead and copy and paste those 3 bullets into the dialog box so that you guys know what you're answering. Okay, I need you guys to give each other suggestions. So what I'm gonna have you guys do, did you guys copy and paste the 3 bullets already into the dialog box? It should be in that preparing for finals, English 9 finals. You guys good? Alyssa? It's the first part of the module with the 3 bullets. Okay, so the people that are in cohort B, you guys are gonna talk to each other, and then Caleb and Hayden, you're just gonna talk to each other like this, okay? So you can mute yourselves. Okay, so you 3 at home, go ahead and share out. So Alyssa, you go first, and then we'll have Kahele, Alani, and then Kala. Go.
So I only have one idea so far. And wait, did you hear me? Okay, I only have one idea. And it's what you call it? So it's like a drawing, and certain when you look at tribal tattoos, the certain parts of it have different meaning for like strength and battles and winning battles. Okay, so my idea is to do a tribal drawing with a whole bunch of different designs on it that represent the certain things that I went through throughout the school year and how I learned from this class and other classes. And then what else are we on?
It has to be about English 9, so it can't be
Yeah.
about other classes,
I didn't mean other classes, but like
other texts,
I don't know. What was I saying?
other classes. It only is for specifically for English 9. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I meant.
I like your idea though of drawing the symbols and stuff and then talking about each one. So cool. My suggestion is going to be to, when you draw, start drawing, do a time lapse video so you can incorporate that maybe into your presentation. Okay, who's next? Oh, cut. Why don't you guys give her some feedback?
I like what you said about the tribal tattoo stuff and how different parts have different meanings. Suggestion. Feedback.
You know, like how could she layer her presentation, right? So she's gonna be in front of us drawing. And then what? Like, can you add maybe music? So like if you were to do a time lapse, yeah, can you add music that would represent each part that you're showing us? And then could you add the text on like an iMovie? Like maybe Piggy saying something and you drawing like the tribal or whatever with like the conch breaking or something like that. I mean, it would be really cool if you could do something like that. Okay. Kalad, you get what I'm doing here? I'm like trying to give her like some ideas. That's all, just ideas, suggestions, yeah. Like, could you work in some like, because I think you can draw words out too in your tribal so that it hides in there would be really cool. Like, maybe I have it on mine, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't have it on mine. I'll show you tomorrow, okay? Okay. Hello, Lani, any suggestions for her?
No.
Hello, Lani, that's not helpful. Like, do you think that's good, what she wants to do?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Right, so how do you make your presentation extra, right? So the drawing's gonna be cool, I know already, because you can draw, it's really good. Right, but how do you make it more, right? Okay, can you incorporate maybe some of the names or like, I don't know how you want to do that, right? So it depends. If you video record, then you can do other layers on top of it. You can drop different background noise, you know, songs if you want. Okay, Kahela, Lani, you go.
I was gonna do a presentation. Well, it's not a presentation, but it is a presentation. But it's like not a PowerPoint presentation. Like there's this website that I like to use, so I can be really extra about it. and then and then I made this video already. I wasn't gonna use it, but then I guess I'll use it now. So like a presentation, and then I'll talk about it, and then there'll be pictures, but then there'll also be the video, which I don't know if I'm gonna use the video, but I think I will. I don't know.
Okay. Feedback. Feedback, suggestions. Ask questions if not, ask questions. Like, what is the point? What's important about your presentation? What's the video about? I mean, just ask questions. There's pukas, yeah?
What is the main idea of your presentation?
I don't know. I was just gonna, for each book, I was just gonna talk about what I learned from it, or like lessons I got.
Hmm, I would say maybe add like definitely videos. Maybe, oh wait, direct quotes is that mandatory?
Word for word evidence.
Word for word evidence. Okay, I can add that. We could do, I mean, you could do hmm,
What is your video about? The one that you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna incorporate it, but I'm gonna incorporate it.
Oh, it's okay, basically I don't know. Okay. So I watched the movie and then I just got clips from it.
Oh.
And then yeah, it just like highlights the whole story, I guess. It's like an overview-ish, like a trailer, but not really.
Cool, of the Lord of the Flies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for Lord of the Flies.
Oh no,
and
the Glass
the
Castle.
Well, both
Oh,
of them.
perfect.
But
Okay.
I didn't
That's
watch
perfect.
Lord of the Flies yet.
Ooh, homework. Get on it. Watch a movie. That's awesome. Okay, cool. You know what you could do? I'm gonna give you a suggestion, is to maybe relate it to now. So like you can focus on those two, right? And then how do you relate it to now? Make sense? Maybe you can find like news clips or something and fold it into your presentation, right? Because we're always trying to connect, right? Oh, this is like that, right? Oh, what Jack represents is what this guy is, right? Make sense? Okay, cool. All right, Kala, what are you thinking about doing?
I was thinking of doing like a poem slash presentation.
Oh,
So
are you
like,
gonna rap?
no, I am not.
Are you gonna
I am
sing?
not rapping.
You gonna chant
No,
with
I
an
am
ipu?
not. Definitely not. I'm
You gonna do
sorry.
our ear for us? No?
Oh, that's a
Oh,
tough one.
yeah, it is. Okay, cool. You gonna do a poem? Your poems
Yes,
are pretty good. Okay.
that's what I'm kind of aiming at right now.
Okay. And how are you going to layer your presentation?
Like what are they called? Like stanzas, but I don't know, like having like part of the poem and then explaining pieces of it, or like saying the
Okay.
poem and then explain what each part means, kind of.
Okay. And then what? Are you gonna have the lyrics, or not the lyrics, but the poem? You're gonna share your screen with us?
Yes, it is probably going to
Okay.
be visible and written.
Okay. Can you add in pictures? Maybe it just needs to be layered a little bit, yeah? So it's just not one-dimensional presenting, okay? Can?
Can.
Okay, right on. All right, let's go back to your canvas and go ahead and drop in your discussion points. Okay, you guys good? You guys working on that? You typing that in? It's worth 10 points. Do it now. Go. Okay, it's the preparing for the finals. Easy 10 points, right? Yeah. I'm giving away points right now. Kala, you know where you're typing?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. 10 points right now. And then you both said you guys had yours, yeah? Okay, cool. Wow, very good. How you guys doing? Did you submit already? Okay, come on. You guys, this class is infamous for, okay, do your work. Okay. And then I go back and I look and there's nothing there. Do it. Alyssa, you, famous, infamous, infamous, okay? But I noticed you've been doing your work lately. The power of the cell phone, I tell you, you take that away.
My dad
Can
doesn't
im-
take away my phone.
He locks it or
Nope.
whatever. What?
No.
Nothing.
There's little restrictions on it, but I find my way around it.
How's that working out for you? Good? Okay. Right. I can tell you guys that I also love my phone. Okay, so I'm only teasing you because I'm basically teasing myself, right? How many of you guys can't live without your phone? Yeah. So you know what I did? I traded out my phone for a smaller phone. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. First of all, I can run with it. Second of all, it will make me not want to look at my phone because it's so small. No, you see that? It was hurting my wrist because it's so big, you know, and then when I'm like ready to go to sleep.
I upgraded my phone because the screen was too small and I couldn't watch Netflix on it.
Again, how is that working out for you? Why would you do something to make it worse?
Because why not? Oh my gosh, my dad is working on the house, but why not?
Because Netflix it doesn't earn you your grades. Oh my gosh.
You just
No.
gave us homework to watch Lord of the Flies, so.
Oh my gosh. Right. Okay. So anyway, let's move on here. You guys should have been done with adding in your discussion. Okay. So we're going to move on to our last part. Okay. Let's go back into Canvas and let's get on to the Noe Silva's essay. If you don't have the essay in the booklet today, what you want to do is take out your notebook, title it Kanaka Maoli Resistance to Annexation. Okay, and then do me a big favor. We are going to be writing 2 questions at the end. So turn to page 42. Okay. Kala, you get your notebook. Okay, so take notes so that when you go home, you have the notes. Okay, you guys ready? First question. I'm just gonna type them in the chat, easier, I think. Okay, so first question, write it on page 42. Okay, so the first question, space it out so you can add. Okay, there's a gap where you can take notes. What is the point of this excerpt? Okay, so from page 40 to 42, that's all you're reading. Now we're gonna read half of it today in class. So I'll give you guys some time to write that down. Good. Next question. Number 2. Okay, next question. How does this excerpt connect to my project? Go ahead and write it down. Okay. You don't have to write incomplete sentences when you answer this. I just want you guys to bring something to the discussion tomorrow, okay? And because we only have so many people in our class, we're just gonna have one giant class conversation. Okay, good? Next thing, we gotta draw a bomb. So if you guys look on page 41, on page 41, there's this gap right here. Okay. You go ahead and draw an old-fashioned, like, cartoon kind bomb, like this, but draw it on this side. Make it nice and big. Okay. No, that's not a tangerine. Kahalealani, that's not a tangerine. That's a bomb. Okay, I made a bomb. That's my bomb. Okay, let me see your bombs. You want to see again? That's my bomb, my cultural bomb. Go ahead and label it as cultural bomb. My bomb is on fire. Okay, so let's see it. Let me see your bomb. Yeah, let me see. You the artist. No, it's gotta be bigger because we're going to label. Well, I guess you're gonna have to just label on the outside then. We're gonna label the parts of the bomb. So as you guys know, when we do stuff, I give you guys symbols, yeah? I give you guys symbols to think metaphorically. You're gonna be labeling it after. Okay. Okay, let's go. All right, so like anything, okay, we're gonna start here. So this is Noe Silva. She actually came to speak to our students last year. Anytime we study scholars, especially you know, Kanaka scholars, we want to know a little bit about them, right? At least like where they're from, right? Who are they? What's their purpose? I don't know. Just to check it out. Why? Because we want to know like you know, if they're credible or not. You guys are going to be reading a lot of other scholars that are coming up that may or may not live in Hawaii, but still have Hawaiian names. Does that matter? I don't know. Can people who live like Hawaiians live in the mainland, can they still make a difference if they don't live in Hawaii? Right? I don't know. That's just questions I'm just asking. Okay. And Hayden's just stretching. All good. Okay, so I'm gonna just read for you guys a little bit. You guys have highlighters or something to write with? Kala, how you doing? Okay, you good? Who are you talking to? I'm gonna call the gym pretty soon.
I don't have lead. I'm trying to find lead.
Ah, first world problems. You know, we're in regular pencil. I believe in those regular pencils. Do you need something highlighter? Go ahead. Do you have a pen? Yeah, something. Okay. I know, and what? You're not supposed to share your stuff out with people in the gym. Extra lead. Okay. Here we go. Noi Silva. This is Dr. Noi Silva. Start highlighting important details. Here we go. I was born in Honolulu. My parents lived in Kuha'o. Much of my family still lives in Ko'olaupoko, Oahu. I got a BA in Hawaiian language at the age of 37. Go ahead and circle that for some of you guys. That's kind of old. It is kind of late to learn another language, but that says a lot about who she is. And still consider myself a student of the language, though I also teach. I am completing a doctorate in political science at the University of Hawaii, Manoa. The working title of my dissertation is Ke Ku'e Kupa'a Loa Ne Mako. We most steadfastly protest various forms of Kanaka Maoli resistance to colonization. Okay, go ahead and highlight the title. Various forms of Kanaka Maoli resistance to colonization. Quite interesting. Okay. And what she does is she goes on in Hawaiian to mahalo the people that made her journey possible. So we're going to turn the page to page 41 because the translation's on the left. So just go ahead and just skim through the names. You're going to see that there's some pretty famous people. First one, Kekuni Blaisdell. Okay, scholar, Kanaka, doctor of medicine. Okay, really interesting. Called on his people to become leaders, Hawaiian leaders, actually. If you go down the page, you're going to see other people like Lili Kala, Kame'e Lehiva, who is also a professor at UH Manoa. We have Jonathan Kamakawiva Ole Osorio. His family still lives in Kilkaha. Okay. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So what she's going to do is she's going to explain to you guys what colonialism is. You're going to learn about that in 10th grade. Why? Because US history, right? The United States history starts off with the 13 colonies, right? You guys know that, right? On the East Coast, right? What are colonies? Do you guys know? Take a guess. Who knows? What is a colony? Do you know? A group of what? What do people do in colonies? Help each other live together. Kind of, yeah. Right. Okay, so usually in a colony, right? When something is colonized, there's already people living on the land. Okay, and usually another group of people come in and say, guess what? That's mine now. And I'm going to create these new rules. And then they got to figure out how they're going to survive together, right? So you guys in the class, you guys are kind of correct, but there's a power struggle, right? And we have Tita over there wanting to fight. Okay, so anyway, you guys ready to highlight? I'm gonna point some things out. I'm gonna explain some things, okay? If you come across a word that's difficult, I would circle it so that you can go back and look it up, okay? Because what this is a high level of text, but I wanna expose you guys to higher levels of text so that you guys know how to navigate through these kinds of text. Okay, you guys ready? Colonialism, as a Kanaka Maoli Tribunal Komike has written, is foreign domination, subjugation, and exploitation of another people or country. Did that happen in the United States? Yes, right? Just go ask the Native Americans, right? Trail of Tears. Guess what? We want your land. You move over there. We don't care if you die by moving, right? So what is that? Go ahead and highlight subjugation. Subjugation means dominance, to dominate someone, to conquer. Just like Membeen, but like more intense. Okay, exploitation. You ever heard that word before? Exploit? Yeah, it's kind of like when you frame somebody. It's kind of like when you say, if you don't do that, then I'm gonna do this to you, right? So exploit. Exploitation, like land exploitation, right? I need this land so that I can bring back the goods to my country and make money, right? To exploit a group of people or land. Okay, so that's what colonialism is. Is it a good word or a bad word? Probably not so good, right? Okay, so metaphorically speaking, right? Some of you guys are at your house now, right? If somebody doesn't even knock, just comes walking in, right? By the way, we're gonna have a rummage sale and all your stuff, we're gonna sell it and we're gonna keep the money, right? Colonialism, right? And then we have Alyssa wanting to scrap, okay? So there you go. Let's continue. It undermines a people's national identity, traditions, and culture. Hawaii has undoubtedly been dominated by the United States for a century and a half. Our people and resources subjugated and exploited. An important part of that subjugation was the taking away of our Olelo Maoli, our real language. Okay, go ahead on the side. What is something that the United States has exploited? It can be a piece of land. It can be the place. Okay, what is it? Anybody have an idea? Kauai, why Kauai? Who just bought a whole bunch of acres on Kauai? Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg, right? Bought a whole bunch of land from the Wilcox family, from Mauka to Makai. Is that okay? You tell me. Who can afford it? Can you guys? Not me. There's no way. Not if the entire homestead were to put all their money together, could they buy what he just bought? Right? He basically like doubled the amount of land. Go look it up. Just quickly Google it. Mark Zuckerberg, Kauai. See how many acres he bought. Woo. Right? All iya. You like my land? Come take them. right? You like my car, here are the keys. It just happened. I'm glad you, when did you just see that scrolling through? Yeah, brutal. You're like, wait a minute, what's that, right? Holy smokes. And because I use Facebook. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Kenyan author, go ahead and highlight Kenyan author's name. Gungi wa Thiong'o. Gungi wa Thiong'o explains that economic and political control can never be complete without mental control. What the heck does that mean? So how do we go through this? So what I did was, and you guys can draw your own beautiful picture, but what I did was I drew a dollar sign for economics, right? Economic dollar sign. And then I drew a P with a house in meaning like the justice system, the politics, right? Other people's laws, right? So in order to control or conquer a people, right? If you control their economics and their their politics, right? It's not enough. You have to take away their ways of thinking. Okay, everybody good on that? So what I did was I drew basically those things as eyes, and then I drew someone screaming, no, help. Okay, so go ahead and draw your notes so that you understand what it is you're reading. Okay, Kahele Alani, Kala, all you guys, okay? When you read something difficult, it's really important to deconstruct. I mean, take it apart, figure out what the author is telling you. If you don't put in this effort, then you won't be able to read important texts because you'll just be like, oh, this is too hard. It sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher going, wah, 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 wah. Okay, that kind of happened. You gotta be able to figure out what the words mean. All right, here we go. This mental control is achieved through the destruction or the deliberate undervaluing of a people's culture, their art, dances, religion, history, geography, education, orature, and literature, and the conscious elevation of the language of the colonizer. So this is what that looks like, right? I can do hula right now, right? This is the undervaluing or devaluing of someone's culture and emphasis on the new culture or the new of the colonizer coming in, right? What does that sound like? English coming in, right? Everybody learn English. Never mind Hawaiian language, right? That's why some kids on our campus are like, I don't know why I gotta take Hawaiian. I'm like, do you know what school you go to? Right? I wish I didn't have to take Hawaiian. If you don't take Hawaiian, then who's gonna take it? The mainland kids who are coming over wanting to, right? That's not gonna work either, okay? All right, that's Awamo Kuleana. Continuing. When the US identified oligarchy, go ahead and highlight that word already. When the US identified oligarchy, ended Hawaiian language public schools in 1896, they ripped out the bridge of our kupuna, the bridge to our understanding of ourselves as a people with a proud past. The generation then grew up ignorant for the first time of the language and mo'olelo of their grandparents, and unable to understand the grief and undercurrents of rage that must have pervaded the lives of their parents and grandparents who lived through the devastating effects of epidemics, denigration, highlight of their customs, and the loss of their nation. Gungi has called this experience a cultural bomb. Go ahead and highlight. Right, so what does that mean, right? The devastating effects of the disease that came in, denigration of their customs. Denigration in meaning criticize, to criticize, right? Criticisms of their culture. Why? Why are you guys dancing hula for? It's too sexy, right? It's a sexual dance. It's like, no, we're dancing because we honoring the gods in the land and right and our kupuna. There was a difference, right? But when people come and they don't understand what's going on, what happens, right? This stuff happens. Okay, so the cultural bomb, the annihilation of a people. Good fun, yeah. This symbol, pretty intense. Continuing, the effects of a cultural bomb is the annihilation of a people's belief in their names, in their languages, in their environment, in their heritage of struggle, in their unity, in their capacities, and ultimately in themselves. So when I read this sentence, I think about growing up and how some kids never like say their Hawaiian name. Some kids are, oh, don't call me that. Call me Ryan. Ryan? What is your name? You know, oh, I don't know how to pronounce my name. It's too long. What? Okay. Why? There's a reason, right? There's a reason why that happened. The cultural bomb, right? The taking away of value of who they are. The lifting of a new culture coming in, right? Like what? Definitely us too, right? Every day. I want that phone. Can I have that new phone, right? Right. Okay. Oh, I like those shoes, right? We love shoes. This class loves shoes, I'm pretty sure. Okay. What else? Oh, I love video games. Oh, good, good, good. Right on, right? Oh, I love movies. Okay, good. Do you know how to get land here? Mark Zuckerberg just bought hundreds of acres. Where are we going to live? Where are you guys going to live after? Are you guys going to live here? Will there be land for you to buy? Better yet, will you have enough money to buy the land? Right? Maybe we got to save our allowance over here. And then you guys all can like live on one little piece.
Like it's either college or have a house in Hawaii.
Yeah, I don't know. If I known if I had known when I was your guys' age, what I know now, I would have saved all my money because I could have bought land like in certain places for like maybe $5,000-$10,000, and I would have been super rich. Because down like HPP side, past that side actually, like Orchid Land and Orchid, what is that place called? Ainaloa. Those parcels were going for less than around 10 grand. 10 grand. You know how much they're going for now? Yeah, around there, 50, 60, some 75 if they can get away with that. Why? Because people moving here for some reason. We don't know. Why do you want to move here? Did we like forget to take down the sign? Just joking. Forgot to take down the sign, you guys. Okay. All right, continuing. Oh, yes. Bathroom, go. Okay, here we go. Last part, really important. Okay, at the very bottom of 41. It makes them see their past as one wasteland of non-achievement. And it makes, and yeah, that would be weird, okay, to go to the bathroom and hear me. Yeah. And it makes them want to distance themselves from that wasteland. Woo. What's the wasteland? Go ahead and highlight wasteland. Kahele Alani, what is the wasteland? What are they referring to? Anybody know?
Your culture or your home.
Yeah. Try ask your parents, how many of them speak Hawaiian? Kala, your family? Kind of,
Not
yeah.
my parents.
Not your parents, your grandparents?
Little bit, kind
Little
of.
bit, okay. Right? Try just talk story with them tonight. Ask them why. Why don't they know their language, right? Okay. In my family, they ask, why would you learn Hawaiian? How are you going to make money? Right? What is that? That was the cultural bomb that went off, right? They had us believing that what? That wasn't important. Waste time. How are you going to make money? You should learn Japanese because the Japanese tourists come, right? You guys heard that too? It's crazy. Oh, okay. All right. So we have a little bit more to read. Okay. The wasteland. Go ahead. Did you take a note right there? The wasteland equals the culture. I think you guys have some words for that. Yeah. The cultural bomb. So let's go ahead before you guys continue reading these last couple paragraphs on your own. Okay. I need you guys to practice highlighting, circling, and looking up words. Okay. Writing little things. Okay. Go ahead and go to your cultural bomb. You might even want to draw a person lighting it. What does this symbol mean, right? What is what? What's inside the bomb? Okay, so go ahead and write down what is inside the bomb. If the bomb explodes and cuts off your ways of being, what's inside the bomb? What is the bomb? What is the fuse of the bomb? What is the light, you know, that fizzle, right? We all played firecrackers this past, maybe not, I don't know. I don't play fireworks, but maybe you guys do, right? You light the fuse and it sparkles, right? What's that fuse? What is that? Okay, let's see if you guys can make some guesses here. Kahele Alani, what have you labeled so far? Kala, what about you? Kahele Alani, at least tell me you don't know, it's fine.
Like what do we think the bomb represents?
Yeah, like the parts of the bomb, they should represent something, each part. Like what's inside the bomb, do you know? Do you guys need help with this?
I said outside or foreign influences.
Oh, so the outside, the shell of the bomb is the foreign influences.
Yes,
Okay, Maikai.
but I'm not sure what goes inside.
Okay, if it explodes, right? If it annihilates, so what's inside actually? Phone a friend, Alyssa? I think you had a light bulb moment because, you know, the lights went on. Just joking.
Okay, so it's so like the outside is what's keeping culture in, and the person
Oh,
that's lighting it is Kanaka.
Kanaka.
oh. No, the
Yeah.
Kanaka is inside the bomb.
What? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Hayden, we are trying to label the representation, the symbolism of the bomb. Okay. All right. Let me just help you guys out. Okay. So the cultural bomb goes off. That means, right? The effect of the cultural bomb is to annihilate people's beliefs in their names, in their languages, in their environment, in their heritage of struggle, in their unity. Make sense? So the person lighting the fuse cannot be on Kanaka. A colonizer, right? And now you guys, it's crazy. The colonizer has now turned from really like a group of people coming in physically to now like our social media coming in. Does that make sense? Why? Because it's pulling us away from our culture. Because why? I mean, like, even if you go like to the mainland and you go like, oh, let's go shopping, right? You guys ever been like to a mall?